Forces on the model rocket change dramatically throughout a typical flight. As we prepare to launch our high-powered rockets, it is important to understand the forces on a rocket just following liftoff. At liftoff, the only forces present are thrust and weight. The weight is always directed towards the center of the Earth. The direction of the thrust is along the rocket's axis. To achieve a vertical launch, the thrust must be directly opposite of the weight to push the rocket up off the ground. For a vertical launch, there is also no horizontal force on the rocket. Under normal conditions, the aerodynamics of the model rocket keeps the rocket pointed along a straight path. Before takeoff, velocity is relatively zero, and the magnitude of forces are also very small. With no aerodynamic forces at liftoff, the rocket cannot be controlled. To provide some control at takeoff, your model rocket is launched along a launch rail. The rail is inserted into the launch lug, which is a small tube along the side of your rocket. During liftoff, the rocket moves in the direction of the rail. At this point, the thrust must now overcome the weight and the drag of the rocket in order to lift off the ground. As it moves along the rail, the rocket enters into powered flight. Once in powered flight, the aerodynamic forces are sufficient enough to control the rocket's path. Let's get started.